You are, if we can say, the new boss of World Athletics. Is athletics clean? Are you going to work on it? Because as we know, IAF and FIFA and all this stuff, they had their problems. What is your view of actual athletics?
It's very, very important that our sport creates trust. Trust amongst clean athletes, that competitions that they are in are clean competitions, that the media believes what they're reporting and broadcasting, that our commercial partners continue to invest in our sport, and that parents have trust that the sport their children are going into is a sport that has in its president somebody that feels very strongly about the integrity and trust of the sport. So my responsibility as the new federation president is to do everything we can to make sure that the competitions are clean and we return trust to our sport. Our sport is a strong sport. It has a presence everywhere in the world, but we must never take that for granted, and we do need to make changes, and the changes that we're making at the moment will make a difference.
You'll make a difference. We are talking about is this trust broken? Actually, I mean, how do you evaluate the situation? I mean, is it because everybody's talking about doping now and everybody is blaming everybody? How do you build the trust back again?
We have to make changes. We have to create new anti-doping protocols. We have to make sure that those protocols are safe and secure, that there is more independence in the system, that we relieve the member federations from the responsibility of making sanctions, that can be done independently. I think we can return trust by making those changes. But you're right, we have tested the public. We have tested the clean athletes, and we need to make sure that the changes we make return trust to the sport. And we must never forget that the majority of athletes are competing and they're clean. So my number one responsibility is to remove those athletes that are cheating from our sport.
Tongue ever goes to aching tooth. You know that in Albania we are building stadiums, but we are losing tracks. Does it worry you?
Yes, it always worries me where we lose running tracks. And I have always campaigned in different cities, different parts of the world, and not just in Europe, to keep tracks. It's really important. If we lose the track, we often lose the basis of the sport. If we lose the track, we often lose the coaches, we lose the athletes, we lose the local sponsors. It's really, really important that we maintain a track, not just for competition, but also for training.
So you have an appeal for the Albanian Football Association in that case about our own FA, which is building the stadiums. You have an appeal for them to take you into consideration as well, to accommodate you?
I think it is possible to accommodate. I think it is possible to accommodate athletics and football, but that's not really the point I'm making. If the decision is that you have a football-only stadium, then that is a decision that is made in a country, and it would be wrong of me to start telling that country how to deliver sports facilities. But what I do say is if we lose a track from a readjustment to the stadium, I want to see a track and field facility being given an alternative site, because
There is an alternative.
it is very important that we maintain a track and field facility. I would always prefer to see it in the main stadium, but we must have, the guiding principle must always be the maintenance of track and field facilities for large populations.
It was my pleasure.
It was my pleasure too.
Take
Thank
care.
you.
Thank you.